Welcome along to action from the Boodles at beautiful Stoke Park in Buckinghamshire. It is day 4 of this fantastic event. And the lineup is chock-a-block with the biggest stars in tennis. 4 matches back-to-back on this lush, pristine grass court. First up, we have Albert Ramos-Vinolas of Spain, taking on the well-known Brit, Marcus Willis, who's sporting the bandana today. The good news, as it has been all week, is the sun is shining above. It is glorious once again. And I tell you what, the weather gods have more than played their part this week. We just hope this heat wave and sunny spell continues over the next couple of weeks to give Wimbledon the chance to shine, as it so often does.
All right, guys, this is a normal 2-set match with normal tie-break. If it is 1 set all, we play match tie-break. Right? 7 and 9 ball change. Any questions?
No questions.
All right, this is tails, ATP is head, tails and head. Want to call?
ATP.
ATP.
Go.
Serve. Serve. Stay here. Have a good one.
Well, as you just heard, it was Ramos-Viñolas who won the toss and will serve first in this first match of the day. It is one of these standout locations to hone your grass court prowess, this court. And yes, these players will be looking forward to enjoying themselves today, but this is all absolutely crucial grass court experience for these players as they get up to speed ahead of the 3rd Grand Slam of the season, which is now looming large on the horizon. Of course, the Wimbledon draw was made this morning, so we now know what the draw looks like. And Marcus Willis, well, he won't be in that draw. He couldn't make it through qualifying, but Ramos-Viñolas will be there. And he knows that he has a pretty tough one against Stéphane Robert, the experienced French player. And I think you'll see this at Ramos-Viñolas as a good test, a similar style of play that Marcus Willis has to Stéphane Robert. He will have to deal with this serve and volley, certainly. And so we just take a closer look at Ramos-Viñolas, a player with pedigree. He is an ATP title winner on 1 occasion. That was a couple of years ago on the clay courts of Sweden in July in 2016. He won the Swedish Open, beating fellow Spaniard Fernando Verdasco. He has also been close on many more occasions to win titles. He's been a runner-up in 5 other ATP Tour events in his career. So this is a player who knows how to win matches and go deep in tournaments all around the world. Most notably, he reached the final of the Monte Carlo Masters 1000 event last year, losing out to, guess who in the final? Yep, Rafa Nadal, who's essentially made that tournament in the Principality his very own. Well, difficult really for Marcus Willis to come up in conversation, and that memorable Wimbledon run of 2016 to not be the major topic. Willis, as you might remember, won 6 matches to qualify for the main draw of the Wimbledon Championships. He then went and won his first round match, producing that upset against Lithuania's Ričardas Berankis, a player who at the time was ranked more than 700 places above him. And that set up a match with arguably the greatest there's ever been, Roger Federer, in the 2nd round. And that was when the journey came to a close for Marcus, Federer winning in straight sets. Since then, what's Marcus Willis been up to? Well, he and his partner Jennifer welcomed a baby girl into the world in March of last year, so he's had his hands full. In terms of tennis, he has undoubtedly had his injury struggles, which have hampered his progress over the last 12 to 18 months. Last year he played on the Futures Tour and along with some challenger events as well. So those are the lower tours, the lower circuits than the ATP World Tour. But this year it has been a case of not too many wins to speak of, and not too many matches played either for Marcus Willis. He did try and make it through Wimbledon pre-qualifiers last week to get to the chance to play in the qualifiers this week, but he had the very tough draw of fellow Brit Dan Evans in those pre-qualies and lost out to Dan Evans. It is Abhishek Mukherjee in the umpire's perch. We'll all listen to him He's in charge. It is a day for hats, it's a day for sunglasses, slapping on the sun cream. And that gentleman behind, it's a day for beer as well. Good start to the day.
2 minutes.
So Spain meets Great Britain in our first offering today. It does feel like Spanish weather. It is baking out here. Time just about gone 12:35. And the temperature up at around 23 degrees centigrade. And it should get hotter as the afternoon progresses. It really has been picture perfect weather all week. And of course we have one more day of the Boodles tomorrow. But before we focus on tomorrow, we have 4 mouth-watering matches to get through today. So first up we have Ramos-Vinolas against Marcus Willis. Second up sees big serving American Sam Querrey, a Wimbledon semi-finalist last year, taking on the ever-entertaining Frenchman Benoit Paire. Who knows what mood Benoit will be in later today. Later on, more British interest. James Ward will try his luck against one of the young stars of the ATP World Tour, Greek 19-year-old Stefanos Tsitsipas. And to round things off this evening, Sebastian Korda, son of Aussie Open champion Petra Korda, and a very exciting prospect in his own right, takes on Radu Albot of Moldova, who is making his debut here at the Boodles. So lots to get your teeth into throughout today, and lots of champagne on offer. It is flowing already. Get that on Instagram.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the right of the chair, Albert Ramos-Vinolas has won the toss and chose to serve.
Should be a really interesting match, this one, to kick things off. It is a contrast of styles, certainly. You hear that a lot with many tennis matches, but this undoubtedly is. Marcus Willis is a player who likes to serve and volley. He will scamper forward to the net, and Ramos-Vinolas, he will be sharp to that. And I expect to see Ramos-Vinolas trying to return the ball low down at the feet of Marcus Willis and just make that follow-up shot, that volley, as awkward as possible for Marcus. And as I said, I think this is a really important dress rehearsal for Ramos-Vinolas ahead of his first round at Wimbledon with Stéphane Robert, who will play in a similar style to Marcus Willis. So he couldn't really have cherry-picked a better match than this. And Ramos-Vinolas will enjoy the surroundings, but he's got a job to do. And the warm-up all done and dusted. Crowd just warming up here. It will get busier as the afternoon draws on, but
First set.
No one in any hurry today. 4 matches on this Friday.
Ready?
So it is Ramos-Vinolas to serve first here. Sit back and enjoy. Should be a good one. Well, I guess right there, Marcus Willis.
15 love.
Couldn't quite steer that back into play.
Love.
Marcus Willis playing his second match at this year's the Boodles. He played on Wednesday, lost out in a close one to Malik Jaziri of Tunisia. 10-6 in that match tie-break there. They were a set apiece in that match tie-break, first to 10 in place of a third set. That's lovely, and you just heard Marcus Willis saying, good shot.
40 love.
Well, this would be a good start. Service hold to love.
15.
Yeah, gets it.
Ramos-Vinolas.
Whips that one away. Easy does it. And Ramos-Viñolas, without
Okay.
too much of a fuss and with a bit of a swagger, is up and running here. This is his second match also this week. He recorded a win in his match yesterday with Fabio Fognini. Never a dull moment when the Italian is about. And Ramos-Viñolas was able to steer his way through that one in straight sets. But these are important hours of preparation for the Spaniard. Hasn't played any other grass court event in the lead up to Wimbledon apart from this one, so it's a chance to find his grass court feel. Marcus Willis, how's the serve? Right on the money, right away.
Ball.
That's too good as well.
Touch it up.
Very effective serve that on the grass court, sliding out wide. It's very tough to do much with. Ramos-Vinolas couldn't even lay a racket on that. Oh, gets it. Well, he is quick. He is one of the better movers on tour, Ramos-Vinolas. That is absolutely
30-15.
without doubt. It is one of the hallmarks of his game. He's so quick across any court. Of course, he likes to play on the clay courts mainly. Plays most of his tennis on the clay courts.
Net.
But he's a good mover on these grass courts as well. And Marcus Willis just caught out with that drop shot. Yeah,
40-15.
rips through the court. Some way off his highest ever world ranking at the moment, Willis. Current ranking of 828th in the world. His highest ranking of 322. Good rally, one of the longer rallies we've had.
40-30.
Ball.
Didn't quite pick that one up.
Deuce.
And already a little bit of pressure on the Marcus Willis serve. First up.
Advantage Willis.
Just away. Almost found that.
Ball.
Game Willis.
Stayed low. Couldn't quite scoop that one back into play. Ramos-Vinolas, and both players up and running. One game apiece. Marcus Willis on the board. No matter what match you're playing, wherever you are, be it at school, be it your local club, getting that first game on the board, that's a nice feeling.
Net focus. 15 love.
He's got it. Marcus Willis barely moved.
Net. First serve.
Oh, super. Yeah, best rally of the match so far, and Willis, well done.
15 all.
It was a slice exchange, and Marcus Willis coming out on top. It is a very effective shot on the grass courts, the slice. It stays so low, it skids, it really skids on through. And Marcus Willis using it to good effect there, and it's followed up with a double fault, first of the match. That's a nice way to recover. Double fault followed by an ace. That's nicely whipped away. That lefty forehand working in fine fettle. It is such an effective shot.
40-30.
Is able to generate so much topspin on that forehand. Just like another lefty Spaniard we know. Yeah, he can't get there. Nice touch there from Ramos-Vinolas. And it's all on serve so far. 3 games played. It is the Spaniard who leads by 2 games to 1.
Take your seats quickly, please. Thank you.
Spectators flocking in here.
Just
away. But Marcus Willis always on the front foot, trying to get forward to the net. Oh, gets it. Yeah, that worked out.
30 love. 40 love. 40-15.
One.
Game Willis.
And there we go. It's another pretty efficient service game from Marcus Willis, and when he is at full flow,
Two game
that's
12.
sort of a trademark. He can race through his service games, and he's done so there, to the loss of just the 1 point. And then he showed off some football juggling skills there. World Cup fever. It was an awkward one there. Just found himself in a tough position on court,
Love 15.
Ramos-Vinolas. No man's land, really. Couldn't quite scoop that back into play. Oh dear. Well, let's put that down to the sunshine, shall we? We've all
Love
done it.
30.
There we go. It's too bright. But a window here. Chance for Marcus Willis. Love 30.
Fault.
Hey, gets it. Cue the celebration. Oh, that was worthy.
$10 bonus.
And that brings up
Love
3
40.
break points here for Willis. Says he needs a rest. Break points here.
Fault.
Serve has gone awry for the Spaniard in this game.
Out.
15-40.
One.
Out.
It's just away. The overall coming from Abhishek Mukherjee, the chair umpire. And Marcus Willis, well, he has the breakthrough. First break of this
Willis
first set.
leads 3
It
games
does
to 2.
go to the Brit, who will sit down with the lead. 3 games to 2.
Time.
So can Willis compound that break of serve with a service hold of his own once again? just to get a little bit of breathing room. This is a really good start for Willis against a player much higher ranked than him.
15 love.
Just apologising there, Willis, because that was right on the line, but I don't think you can apologise for good aim. Just bounced on up on Ramos-Vinolas.
So that's it up.
I don't think the Spaniard's quite settled into this one yet. And Willis is that sort of player. He does make it quite difficult for perhaps more established opponents to get settled. And he's just making it a little bit awkward for Ramos-Vinolas. I don't think the Spaniard would have come up against a player like Willis for many a month. It is all just a little bit awkward for the Spaniard, who, as we mentioned, plays a lot of clay court tennis. He's used to having long exchanges at the baseline. Has played a huge amount of clay court tennis this season. He's reached a final at the Ecuador Open early this season. That was in February. It's well done. And he's making light work of these points.
40-15.
Yeah, well done again. Now this is all going to plan for Marcus Willis,
Willis leads 4 games to 2.
who will be disappointed not to be looking forward to Wimbledon next week. He's not actually going to be playing in the singles or the doubles. He tried to make it through qualifiers for both of those formats, but hasn't managed to do so. It's very, very tough to do that. Just goes to show how impressive that 2016 run was.
15 love.
Yeah, nicely whipped away.
30 love.
Just a whisker away.
30-15.
It's a little bit blustery around this court today. That's a very good serve, and
40-15.
well, he can't get anywhere near it. That was sliding away all the time. And away that goes. It is Ramos-Vinolas who's able to hold serve there. And he just about keeps pace with Marcus Willis in this opening set. It's all very close though. This first match of the afternoon. Willis leads 4 games to 3.
Time. 15 love. Net for service.
He fancied that one. Slight net cord on the way through.
Thirty love. Net.
Yeah, the Spaniard finding it very tough to get, well, to lay a glove on the Willis serve in this first set. He's only won 5 points so far behind the Brit serve. And they can't add to that.
40 love.
It's very, very efficient serving once again into the body of Ramos-Vinolas, and everyone enjoying this display from Marcus Willis. Local boy, he was born in Slough, just around the corner.
Love. Turn it up.
Fourth ace.
Fortunate.
Oh, well. Couldn't get that back into play.
40-15.
Crowd filling up.
$40-30.
That's really good. As Marcus Willis continues to show off all his skills here. Love that slice, and Ramos-Vinolas, well, I mentioned he's a good mover. He does get across to it, but he can't steer that forehand back into play. Tried a squash-like slap of the ball. That's right on the line. And as he heard, a bad bounce, a horrific bounce, as Willis said. And does come through unscathed. Needed that. And he does just ask the question here of Willis, can you serve out for this first set yourself?
Time.
It's fine.
So this is a good test for the Spaniard. Has been a top 20 player. He's been as high as world number 17. Currently just inside the top 40. He's 37th in the world.
Love.
But for Marcus Willis, when his serve is on point, he has every opportunity of making light work of an encounter.
30 love.
Especially given Ramos-Vinolas hasn't really found the return game that he's looking for. 30 love. He's closing in on this first set.
40 love.
Set points here for Willis.
Bolts.
That wasn't far away. And that will do the trick.
Willis.
Marcus Willis, a player outside the top 300 right now, is beating a player inside the top 40. And that was a very impressive showing of grass court tennis. He's right at the races today, Willis. And he's got the first set in his pocket without too much of a fuss. It's all fun in the sun here for Willis. As you can see the stats here, 6 games to 4, that's the most important one. It didn't take too long actually, less than half an hour. Finding a fair amount of serves, 62% of first serves finding the target, and you can see there he's winning 14 out of 16 of those first service points. So Ramos-Vinolas having very little joy when Willis does find that first serve.
Second set.
Not too long between sets. These two determined to get on with it. Racing through, Ramos-Vinolas will serve first.
15 love.
He is quick in between the points, the Spaniard. And perhaps understandable where he's done his best in terms of his Grand Slam performances, French Open. He reached the quarter-final there in 2016. That is the outlying performance in his Grand Slam life. In terms of the other slams,
30-15.
Ramos-Vinolas has been to a couple of third rounds at Wimbledon. The last 2 years running, actually, he's done that. Third round also his best at the Aussie Open, whilst he had to settle for the second round on a few occasions at the US. So that's been his worst in New York.
Thanks, sir. Saved my skin there.
$40-15.
Yeah, nicely done. Ramos-Vinolas up and running.
First game, second set.
It is a day for hats. Well, he will be very happy with how his performance is going right now, Marcus Willis. sure Ramos-Vinolas would have seen the Wimbledon draw this morning, and he's got a match up with Stéphane Robert, the 38-year-old Frenchman, who did have to make it through qualifying this week at Roehampton in southwest London. Did see a fair amount of Stéphane Robert at Roehampton this week, and he will not be an easy prospect for the Spaniard. Robert, a very competent grass court player, and will look to serve and volley to his heart's content on the grass courts of the All England club. Might just be an awkward one for Ramos-Vinolas, as we are seeing here against Willis.
Love 15. Ball.
Out.
15 all. Fourth.
Yes, very well, Willis. That's his first double fault of this encounter, so he'll want to wipe that from his mind. Keep up the excellent first serving if he can just find the target again. He's got a second serve here. So Ramos-Vinolas with an opportunity here to go after this.
So that's your.
That's nicely done.
40-30.
Yet to be broken. Willis. Oh, he's got it!
Willis.
Masterful. That is a
1-0.
magical touch. And such a good tactic on these grass courts, because that will just die away. There's no chance there. Well, he enjoyed that one, so he should. That's one for the show reel. Few oohs and ahs there.
Love 15.
Heating up.
Next service. Love 30. Fifteen 30.
That's away. That's sort of been the story of Ramos-Vinolas so far today. He's just not found his radar. Once again, just lacking, and there's 2 break points here. Yeah, saves that one. That's the forehand he was looking for.
30-40.
Ball.
Yeah, Willis.
And there we go. That will seal it. It is a breakthrough for Willis, and in the first set, it only took the 1 break to separate these two. Will it be the same story once again in this second set? Willis is in control of this one.
Time.
No.
Trying to keep his foot on the gas here, Willis. Done that so well today.
13 up.
And the rate he's going, these latecomers will miss the Marcus Willis show. He's racing through this one.
Left first service.
Out.
30 up. Thank you. Well done.
Yeah, he's got this one.
30-15. All.
Yeah, covered.
Well, this might just be an opportunity here for Ramos-Vinolas, who hasn't been able to conjure up a break point yet in this first set. In this match as a whole, I should say. Oh, he's got it this time. Had a few bites at the cherry. And finally able to put that one away. Gets it.
Ramos-Vinolas.
And that is the way to seal a first break.
2 games all.
Ramos-Vinolas in style, just catching out Willis. say, that's what I thought we'd see more of today. Just Willis being caught out when coming forward, because Ramos-Vinolas is so effective at the back of the court. Two games all.
Love 15. Next, the service.
Gets it. Altogether, he's more in the groove in this second set, Ramos-Vinolas. We're starting to see the class of the man. And certainly when facing the Willis serve, in this second set, he's already won more points off the Willis serve than he did in the entirety of the first set. 6 points in this second set. He's starting to get that return game going.
So 30-15.
Just to remind you, this is the first of 4 matches today. Lots to look forward to. Sam Querrey against Benoit Paire is up next. That's a battle between 2 tall men. Not often Benoit Paire's the shorter player going onto court at 6'5". Sam Querrey 6'6". That's again such a well-constructed point.
40-15.
Ramos-Vinolas made that look very simple. And Willis scampering around at the back of the court, can't get to it.
$40-30. Again, Ramos-Vinolas.
That seals it. And he does get his nose in front here, the Spaniard. 3 games to 2. It's all very close this second set now. We've had a couple of breaks exchanged. And Ramos-Vinolas leads the way.
Time.
So Marcus Willis, I think we'll just be aware that Ramos-Vinolas has started to just pick his serve a bit more. Might just put a bit more pressure on the serve. What pressure? Third ace for Marcus Willis. It is pretty windy today. Marcus Willis just waiting there for the wind to die down. I don't think it's going to anytime soon. You can see that the big trees around just fluttering away and swaying. Those flags are going nuts.
(30-15).
Decent return that from Ramos-Vinolas. Oh. Slicing his, dicing his way through that point, Willis. There was one shot which was very loopy, very deep, close to the baseline. But he is slicing off both the forehand and the backhand side.
40-30.
That's excellent.
Deuce. Advantage, Ramos-Vinolas.
That was close, that from Willis, just a whisker away. And Ramos-Vinolas with break point, just a pull away.
Yeah,
There we go.
Ramos-Vinolas.
It's wayward from Willis, and the Spaniard
Your balls, please.
with a healthy lead in this second set now.
Ramos-Vinolas leads 4-2.
Oh, that's too good. That backhand whistled through.
15 love. Thirty love. Out. 40 love.
Yeah, just putting on the afterburners here.
Out.
Oh, close. Fourth double
40,
fault.
50.
That was a close one though. Of course, no Hawkeye here, but
Net.
we trust the line judges.
Forty, 30. Game.
There's the serve.
Ramos-Vinolas.
On the money. And Ramos-Vinolas is now just a game away from taking this second set and taking us to a match tie-break situation. 5-2 he leads.
Time. Net.
Serving to stay in this second set here. Oh, well. Just away.
15 love. Thirty love.
Cue the apologies.
30, 15. Forty, 15. Forty, 30.
Not quite.
Advantage Willis.
Good serve.
Game, Willis.
And there's another. So it is over to you, Ramos-Viñolas. Can you close this second set
Ramos-Vinolas leads
out
by
yourself?
game 3.
There's no gifts handed on a plate here from Willis. Has been serving well in this second set, the Spaniard, so he'll look to keep it going that way. Oh, he chased it down successfully here. Couldn't quite get it back into play.
$15 15-30.
Never looked balanced there. Leaning back on that Ramos-Vinolas.
Yeah, Willis. Very good.
30 all.
Well, he didn't do a whole lot wrong there, Ramos-Vinolas. Love the pickup on that half volley.
30-40.
This is not an easy shot, but he does well there, and Willis scooping it over. Difficult, really, for the Spaniard to get that one back. Break point.
Up.
Deuce. Advantage Ramos-Vinolas.
It is at set point now.
Yeah,
And it is
second
taken.
set.
We are all square.
16-15.
And these two are going the distance.
1-0.
It's a good fight back from Ramos-Vinolas.
Yeah, let's do it.
He's chatting away with the umpire, Abhishek Mukherjee. And well, this is a look at the stats from the second set, and certainly Ramos-Vinolas seemed to just get on top of the Willis serve a whole lot more, and he was clinical on the break points. 2 from 2. Again, no disgrace from Willis. He served well, 4 aces.
Ladies and gentlemen, a 10-point match tie break will play inside the match.
So we do have a match tie-break, or a championship tie-break if you'd rather. It is a first to 10. And these spectators just in time.
Final set. Match tie break.
They've got all the drama of the match tiebreak to feast upon. Marcus Willis is, well, he's not stopped smiling.
1-0, Willis.
And that ace will have him smiling too.
One away. Two, 1, Ramos-Vinolas.
Oh.
2-all.
Close start to this match tiebreak. Oh, well, it was a slice battle there.
3-2, Ramos-Vinolas.
Ramos-Vinolas able to come out on top. Marcus Willis decided to venture forward bravely. And didn't quite get there in time. Caught the frame, really. 3-2.
Three-all.
So 6 points played. They will change ends. There's nothing separating these two right now. This is the first of 4 matches today here at the Boodles. We do have more British interest later today. James Ward, the third match up, as Marcus Willis continues to entertain. He usually does.
Four-three, Ramos-Vinolas.
Give me a break, Albert.
Yeah, well done. It's a super return. Too hot to handle there for Willis.
5-3, Ramos-Vinolas.
Marcus Willis able to come through that one,
5-4,
grunting away.
Ramos-Vinolas.
tough work out here.
Ramos-Viñolas.
That's lively, this. He's not going to get there. Able to take enough off that, Ramos-Vinolas.
Ramos-Viñolas.
It's great pace from Ramos-Vinolas, and it is rightly appreciated by Willis. It's a wicked net cord, and the Spaniard still gets there.
7-5, Ramos-Viñolas.
3 points away.
Ramos-Vinolas.
Well, he hasn't missed the first serve yet, so surely it's due, man, surely.
Yeah, he really has upped the level, hasn't he, Ramos-Vinolas, in this tie break. Marcus Willis saying he hasn't missed a first serve yet, and he made another one there. Misses that one. It's quite a no-nonsense approach he has, just a couple of bounces of the ball. Gets it. Yeah, it does catch the line.
8-7, Ramos-Vinolas.
It's a super shot.
Very straight.
He's not done yet here, Willis.
Help.
8-all.
But he didn't run. No.
Can't quite get it back, and Ramos-Vinolas, well, it's not been easy, this, but he does have a match point now. Is it going to be the second victory of his week for the Spaniard? He can't take it yet.
9-all.
It is so awkward to get this slice away. Marcus Willis just puts it back deep, close to the baseline. It's the style of play which forces Ramos-Vinolas to generate all the pace on the ball. It's not easy.
No, he's not going to. Give me a break.
9-all. Oh, deep second serve. It was right on the line. And it's match point again. Have to win by 2 clear points, of course. Ramos-Vinolas 10-9 to the good. And again, the pressure on the shoulders of Willis. And it's just out. The call from the line judge, it was a late one, but it was the correct one. And it is the Spaniard, Ramos-Viñolas, who's celebrating for the second time this week. And a hugely entertaining affair, as always, with Marcus Willis, who was up against a player much higher ranked than him. But he did not let himself down at all. He is very effective on these grass courts, as we know. And Marcus Willis takes Ramos-Vinolas all the way to a match tie-break. The Spaniard shows his class to make it through in this first match of the day. These are the match stats just to mull over. Pretty similar in terms of serving. There were just 2 breaks of serve throughout the entire match for both players. And you can see, very, very close match, 67 points apiece. 7 aces. And that's why it went all the way to a match tie-break situation. There was not much separating these two. And the stats back that up. But it is all good practice for Ramos-Vinolas, who will be playing at Wimbledon in the main draw next week. Marcus Willis will sign some autographs. And that is our first match done and dusted. We have lots to come throughout the day. 2:30 is our next match. Sam Querrey against Benoit Paire.
Ramos-Vinolas.